Hi there, beer fans. Trillium's done yet another special IPA release. This time, a double version of last year's collaboration with Other Half, the other super popular brewery from New York City. This is 200,000 Trillium. And this is a double IPA with peach, apricot, and guava. And it just says that it's aged on the fruit. It doesn't say it's brewed or fermented with the fruit or anything. It's 8% alcohol. It has, the normal Trillium double IPA sort of grain bill with just like a little bit of wheat and oats. And it's Galaxy, Nelson, Citra, and Eldorado hops. So a lot of the favorite ones of Trillium. I'm not sure yet where the monkish influence comes from. It seems like it's things Trillium has sort of done before. I guess they haven't used guava or apricot in beers before, I don't think. And I actually had a little bit of a taste of this one a few days ago. Wasn't super duper impressed, but I actually had it after I had Galaxy Cutting Tiles from Trillium, which is like one of my favorite double IPAs ever. So now I get to return to this with a real fresh palate. It was canned 3 days ago. Let's see, Friday. Yeah, 2 or 3 days ago. And it was very popular. The cans all have different colors to them. And that is very nice and pale. The head's a little bubbly. Doesn't look like it's gonna last too long. But otherwise it looks pretty nice. It's very, very pale yellow, golden and murky. Seemed like the Galaxy Cutting Tiles next to this was had a little bit more of a glow to it, but I was also sitting outside and it was kind of dark. The lighting was very good. The lighting in here makes this beer look pretty good in my opinion. And it's definitely got that classic Trillium creamsicle candy thing that just about all of their hop forward beers have. There's definitely some guava. The fruits aren't jumping out of the nose. And yeah, they don't use mosaic in this one, which would probably move the peach to like a peach ring candy thing, but this smells a little bit like a smoothie without, too many creamy elements. It smells really nice, actually. I didn't think it had much of an aroma the other day, but I really like that smell. It smells a lot like Trillium's other double IPAs, but extra fruit forward. It smells like really juicy. It's not as big of an aroma as some of the double dry hop beers, but I opened it the second I smelled it the second I opened the can. And it seems like there might be a little bit of acidity. It's not mouth-watering or anything, but really, really clean aroma. I'm not getting any weird green hop resinous qualities. Doesn't smell like a salad at all. No garlicky or oniony anything. Yeah, it smells very pleasant. Yeah, it's just like a vegan smoothie sort of aroma. I guess the apricot's in there too, but I don't drink enough apricot juice or nectar I need to do that and eat more fresh apricots so I can get that flavor down in particular, because I've mostly consumed apricot in beers these days. And yeah, it's that peachy, but it's like fresh, juicy peach. It's not that mosaic tinged peach ring, gummy sort of aroma. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. A little bit lighter body. It's not soft and full and fluffy. And it's, yeah, a little bit acidic, thinner, but rather refreshing and interesting. There's a lingering flavor that's really nice. It lingers with that creamsicle, citrusy, tropical, vanilla flavor. That's nice, but on the tongue it's not super duper full and and very sweet. It's actually kind of dry. Though I can tell there's some acidity in here, but it's not really juicy. Like they just poured a lot of juice in there because, as they say, they just aged it on the fruit. So I don't think a lot of actual fruit juice and flesh got into the beer. And there's just a teeny bit of alcohol heat. Very low on the bitterness. It does have a really quick, light astringent bite that's a little bit acidic and it's a little bit bitter. Absolutely nothing like last year's Mango Double IPA the Trillium did, Never and Again. Very mild actually in the finish. I like the aroma a lot. And it's juicy, but it's not super full-bodied, thick, sweet juiciness on the tongue. And it finishes with a little bit of like a slightly fermented fruit sort of flavor, even though, yeah, I don't think the fruit actually got fermented with this one. They didn't say when the beer was aged on the fruits, if it was before fermentation or after. I'm assuming after, or maybe it was during, but I'm not getting that much fermented fruit flavor except in the finish, but I feel like that's the mixture of the acidity and the yeastiness and things. Yeah, the aroma is a little bit more classic Trillium and fruity. And the flavor is not super thick, but it makes it extra refreshing. It makes it actually more of a perfect like fruity summer double IPA that is, you know, refreshing. It's not too sweet. And a little bit of acidity is perfect, but it doesn't pack quite the oomph that the Cutting Tiles does, which is their, you know, their double IPA series that's single hop beers brewed with honey. And yeah, the honey in those beers is slightly fermented, but gives it like a really nice thick honey-like mouthfeel. Where this one seems like it's almost like a little bit of a shandy beer where it's lost some of the body, but it's not as sweet. So if you had like a thick, like unfiltered sweet nectar or fruit juice, that would add some body, but this one doesn't have that, but it has lots and lots of fruit aroma and flavor. But then the lingering qualities, it's a weird mixture of this creamsicle and some ineffable savoriness that I was talking about. It's almost like fermented fruit or a clean hoppy resinous thing going on. Yeah, on the tongue, at first it's nice and fruity, but then it kind of fades. And I'm just now noticing a teeny bit of the burn in the throat, but not too much. But it's really refreshing and very easy to drink at 8%. And really fun beer. Actually, I'm liking it more than I thought it would. Honestly, it's good. I think I might like it also more than last week's collaboration that came out, the Monkish Dial the Seven Digits, which is wine grape double IPA, which they've been doing so much with their Dialed In series and doing it well. But Trillium has really not done so many like stone fruit and tropical fruit beers, and this one does a pretty good job of it. It doesn't have the intensity of last year's Mango Double IPA, Never and Again. That one, the aroma and the look of it was pretty amazing, but then of course it had that big burn that this one does not have like at all. It has like maybe that, but 10% of the burn that Never and Again had. I feel like they were a little bit more careful somehow with this one, and it ended up being good, very palatable beer, but it's not quite the crazy fruit juice bomb that people maybe were expecting. This has been getting pretty good ratings, but I bet it's going to go down a little bit. And you can see that like the heads died down. It's not, yeah, there's some spots where I can see through the glass. It's not the most opaque, thick, sweet beer that the Trillium has done. but it's a really good one, and I think it's worth trading for, but I don't know if it's as good as some of their standard double IPAs, or something like Treehouse or a really good Bissell Brother beer. But yeah, I like the aroma the most, honestly. But it's still pleasant in the finish and everything. I hate it when I have a beer where the aroma is really great and at first the flavor is good, but then it just gets unpleasant in the finish and gets really like weird and savory and chemically and nail polish removery and has all that stuff going on. It seems like a unhappy yeast. The yeast seems like it was happy in this one, and the finish is a little quicker and more refreshing and a little less full body, but it's still a really good beer. I still do a 4.25 at least for this one. Goodbye.